understand the bread. What you saw over there is because in other editions it didn't have.
It says Mufurash Gemara, that field. Okay, it says Mufurash Gemara. I don't know. Okay, I can see that.
Which word was in Kedaka?
Kedaka. But it says Mufurash Gemara, but obviously the newer version isn't like that. So
Look at 7 on page D12. Look at Pasuk 27. This is after Hashem is convincing Moshe to go back to save the Jews. He went without permission. ויאמר השם אל אהרון, לך לקראת משה המדברה, וילך. Now Hashem is telling Aaron to welcome Moshe back to וילך, ויפגשהו בהר האלוקים. So Moshe and Aaron meet exactly by Har Sinai. וישקלו. In the kids. Look carefully.
What pasuk you want, Rabbi Prague?
I'm reading Pasuk Chavchet. Chavzayin. So here when Moshe is already coming back.
427.
No, I'm
telling the Sheret.
Oh, I'm sorry. He gave him a kiss. Let's go a minute and see when Hashem reveals to Moshe in Har Sinai.
It's fascinating that with the story of the Brit before, he uses that same word. It's an interesting word, Vayifkashehu there and Vayifkashehu here. You don't see Vayifkashehu like this too many times.
In a minute you'll see what this photo says. Just a minute. Let's see the first time when Moshe comes to Har Sinai. Please go back to page 300. It's Per Gimel. Pasuk Dalet, Moshe is approaching the burning bush, and he wonders, וירא השם כי שר לראות, ויקרא אליו אלוקים מתוך הסנה, ויאמר משה, משה, ויאמר הנה אברהם אבינו, אברהם, ויאמר אל תקרא ולום, don't come near the place. של נעליך מעל רגליך, המקום אשר אתה עומד עליו אדמת קודש. Hashem says to Moshe to remove his shoes because the place is Admat Kodesh. So the Kedusha of Har Sinai at that time, until the Torah was given, is at least, I'm just making a small comparison, like a Kedusha of a shoe, right? And here it says that when they met, Moshe and Aaron met, where did they meet? At Har Sinai, yes? Aaron is kissing Moshe. Let's open the book in front of you. You have a book in front of you. It says חלק א'. משנה ברורה חלק א'. Make sure it's חלק א'. This is bad. This is bad.
How do they communicate to have a meeting house?
What?
How do they communicate to have a meeting place?
You don't think it's by chance that they met over there.
There's always those questions.
Joseph, what's the
There's no coincidence.
Look at סימן צדיק ח', שולחן ערוך,
98?
סימן 98.
Shalaka.
Just a second. This Tzadik Chet, Siman Tzadik Chet, is telling us how should we conduct and where should our head, heart, and soul be when we pray. Okay? So let's read it, even though it's not really, of course, it's a halacha in Shulchan Aruch, but we are very far. Many people are very far. Hamitpalel, I'm really aiming to the end, but Hamitpalel,
Turn the page one back. One back.
המתפלל צריך שיכוון בליבו פירוש המילות שיוציא בשפתיו. Person should try think the interpretation of the words that he said. Very difficult in today's day and age. ויחשוב כאילו שכינה כנגדו. Try to imagine, at least in the beginning of Tefillah, he is facing Hashem. ויסיר כל המחשבות הטורדות אותו, he should remove all the thoughts that are flying through our head all day, עד שתישאר מחשבתו וכוונתו זכה בתפילה. ויחשוב כאילו היה מדבר לפני מלך בשר ודם, היה מסדר דבריו. If you have an important meeting with an important man that is going to make important decisions in your life, you definitely organize what you're going to say, yes? היה מסדר דבריו ומחבר בין יפה לבעל כשר. I went Shabbat to Ashkenazim, it's Oifov Yekolab Dechatai. The father of the groom had spoke many introductions. He had a paper, 4 lines, 5 lines, word by word. He knew it by heart, but he read it. Because when he wrote it, he prepared, I'm going to say it in front of
Rabbi, I'm not trying to be cynical, but if you tell me that you're going to have that meeting 3 times a day, every day, you're not going to prepare the same, you know.
You're right,
You're
right.
right.
This is why it's important sometimes to go to the hospital, sometimes to old age home.
To realize.
It's important to read the news. Man, an old man came to me this Shabbat, but sincerely, I like this remark because he said, without a man, I'm an old man. The entire world, something is going on. I mean, he reads headlines, he doesn't, says to me, first time, he doesn't understand either way. You realize that Iran is going to go down. Who is going to take over Iran?
Yeah.
America is attacking Syria. America took Venezuela. China wants. You realize, I read history, you learn history, but this is what happens in history. Yeah, but in a year from now, me and you will understand much better what we read it. But how come I didn't know about it before? It's better and better.
When you're in something, you can't
No,
say it.
but this is imagine what he's telling us. We're not angels, you know.
No, I know.
But he's saying, if you stop a minute, I know a fellow.
No, I try sometimes, but sometimes it's too
No,
loud. And I said,
this is,
you know what? I wasn't even there.
No, the point is, as long as you try sometimes,
I try to say,
as long
yeah,
as
but
you try
sometimes
sometimes.
So you're trying to think of the words. We can't even say the word, and you're already on to the next
There are
paragraph.
no minutes. There's barely a few seconds.
He starts off by saying, clear your thoughts. You know, when they say, don't think about a pink elephant. The idea of, okay, now I'm going to clear my thoughts. You try to do that, thoughts coming. You know, it's like.
Let's continue.
Okay. All right.
Now we have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to Tiflini. We'll it up for 3 minutes. You know? Today was a big deal. They got to finish.
שהוא חוקר כל המחשבות. Now the Shulchan Aruch I'm aiming to the end, but it's good to remind that Mr. Megillah, by Rafael every day, you have one man that you think about. Every day has a new leader.
At least
Yeah.
the first
New
three, you
leader.
know, that's why we say we have to.
His sister died because the technique didn't work. Guys.
Yeah, she had, it was a very successful transplant, but the disease attacked her new liver in this case. But she was one of the pioneers of liver transplants.
I know a fellow is on his
Jack May's mother was the
deathbed
first.
with cancer. Everybody
What?
that he has
Jack May's mother had a liver transplant.
Yeah, I know, but what was first?
The first one to get a liver transplant. Early.
וכך היו עושים חסידים ואנשי מעשה שהיו מתבודדים ומכוונים בתפילתם עד שהיו מגיעים להתפשטות הגשמיות. It's not good to use metaphors, but this is reality. If you know what Hinduism does, is you have to clear your head. You have a mantra that you.
Sure.
This is what is the practice non-stop is to clear your mind. Yes.
So this is amazing because it tells us that we have the ability to clear our mind.
Of course,
It's an amazing thing because usually
Eli, if you do it twice a week, you're better than others. He's telling us, Chassidim HaRishonim, you should do it an hour before. But yeah, it's 60 seconds.
I once went to an interfaith breakfast that the mayor put on. So they put up every different faith has bills before they make a speech. They had some Hindu or what, I don't know what kind. Before he started, he did a tuning fork, some kind of. The whole room resonated from that sound. And I told the Ashkenaz guy who was working there, I says, tune out. But the whole room went still because he did that thing. And everybody was clear. Crazy.
Here the Chassidim HaRishonim used to vacate the mind. It took them an hour to vacate all the... עד שהיו מגיעים קרוב למעלת הנבואה. אוקיי. ואם תבוא לו מחשבה אחרת בתוך התפילה, תשתוק. עד שתתבטל המחשבה. We do it, we don't pray.
we
Yeah.
never pray. That does the whole slide.
Okay. But please listen now. וצריך שיחשוב בדברים המכניעים עליהם. This is easier for us. There are many events in our lives, or we other people, it helps us. ומכוונים אותו לאביב שבשמיים, ולא יחשוב בדברים שיש בהם קלות ראש. This, which means you're in the middle of baseball, don't start to have a minyan and you say, let's wait till the inning, my head is in the game. Okay. The main reason why we read it is for the ear.
We do that with the office minyan, Rabbi.
Whatever you do is good.
They say
There's a minyan.
Right.
ויחשוב קודם התפילה ברוממות הקהל יתעלה. We have a second to think the greatness of השם ובשפלות האדם ויסיר כל תענוגי האדם מליבו. Now, the main reason I brought you here is for this line now. ואסור לאדם לנשק פניו הקטנים בבית הכנסת. Don't kiss your children in shul. Why? כדי לקבוע בליבו שאין אהבה כאהבת המקום. Why would I kiss my grandson in shulis? Because I love him. I'm not doing it here because the place here is about Hashem. Okay. In a minute you'll see something fascinating. Anyway, so the question is, why is Aaron kissing Moshe? It's a serious question. So why is Aaron kissing Moshe in front, underneath of Har Sinai? Because it's not my question, it's a serious question.
But did we say the other day that it was a temporary kedusha, that's not always there, only when Hashem is there?
After the Torah was given, you see that.
Saying from the snare
Otherwise,
otherwise,
what's the point of meeting in this place?
okay.
They met. So Eli wants to say, maybe when Moshe was there, when he met with Hashem, it was Kadosh, then evaporated till Har Sinai.
I mean, they were away for so many years. Obviously, you have to kiss them.
Yeah, but it's still the
No
final place.
one is asking you this.
It's final place for him.
But yeah, based on this Shulchan Aruch, with my grandson with blonde hair and blue eyes, which he happens to have, when I see him in shul, he doesn't come very often. But let's walk outside. How do you kiss him? He says to me, not No one says to him not to kiss him. Of
Even more
course.
so if you haven't
That's
seen him in a
step,
long
10
period of time.
steps.
But where? You're right, the right
Kiss him.
spot.
The timing and the place, Joseph, is the question. Of course he has to kiss him. Says this follower here. Says this follower, he's kissing him as we kiss the Sefer Torah. How can we kiss the Sefer Torah? You cannot kiss him, sure. Kissing the Sefer Torah.
That's why.
Aaron is not kissing him. I didn't see you for so long. Let's hug and kiss.
He's kissing the Sefer
This is
Torah.
the this is the
Like kissing
point.
a rabbi's hand, like they want to
This
kiss
is
the rabbi's
exactly-
hand. That's kavod.
Exactly. Those who say it, say the Kaf HaChaim said it's part of minyan is to kiss a rabbi. What do you kiss
That's
him?
mutar.
Because you love him?
Wow.
If you kiss a grandchild? Aaron is full. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
No, but the concept, there is a concept like this that you can. I read a man that participated in purifying the body of Rabbi Feinstein, but he took it to the mikveh, and before you, he says his skin was like the skin of a baby. He says, I have grandchildren. The man was dead, he was in his 80s. He says people were afraid to touch him. I told you when the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Alav Shalom, made a stroke the last time he had, for month and month, an ambulance used to always accompany him to the cemetery. He used to take off his shoes, stand near the grave of his father-in-law, and pray for hours and hours. Many people sent him bags of names. Anyway, he got his stroke and he's on the floor. The guy from the ambulance is calling at Salah. He said, I'm laughing because it's funny. Do you have any unit around? No unit around. You are trained for this moment. You have an ambulance with all the equipment. I cannot touch it. I know exactly what I have to do. I can touch it. It is. The Rebbe was on the floor.
It's understandable.
I heard it from the guy that was around. The guy happens to be in Queens. They took the Jackie Robinson, what the cemetery is. It was anyway. There's nothing to do because they had to evacuate from the hospital. But this is the point.
It's amazing.
Now, interestingly enough, Talmid Muvhak of Rabbi Feinstein, this is the one I just told you that he participated in purifying the body, says, Rabbi Feinstein told me, I saw him and he told me he kisses his grandchildren in shul.
Oh.
Joe, you're not Rabbi Feinstein. No.
No.
I was gonna, that's it. Every Shabbat, my grandkids come to see me.
I didn't tell you not to. I'm just going to make your point.
I can't say no.
So he asked Rabbi Feinstein. Rabbi Feinstein knew this before he became a mitzvah.
Yeah.
He learned the Shah is 400 times, which means 400 times in 1172 pages, plus the Shulchan Aruch. So he says to him, listen carefully, this is the Geolut of Rabbi Feinstein. Listen, where is this halacha written? Look on top. L'chot tefillah, yes. L'chot tefillah. Let's look at Shulchan Aruch now. Here, take this. Mishnah Berurah Chelek Bet. Look what Rabbi Feinstein told me. Mishnah Berurah Bet. Let's look at Siman, Larry, Siman 174, I think, or 178. Let's see. So this morning. 154, Kuf Nun Dalet.
Yes.
First, the Shulchan Aruch talks. Look at the topic. Dinei Tashmish Kedusha v'Nerot Bet HaKnesset tells us that every object of the shul, yes, every object in the shul has a kedusha. We can never lower it. So, for instance, if we decide to sell the Aron Kodesh here, we can, but only to purchase something holier than that, not lower than that.
Would it be equal, by the way, just out of curiosity?
The Gemara in Masechet Megillah, Larry, you learned it. The Gemara in Masechet Megillah.
Malin Bekodesh Ve'Moridin.
Rani is asking, what happened
Somebody's
if
worth
it's exactly
100,000.
the
I
same?
want to buy another one exactly the same, 100,000. Not
Right, okay.
not our list.
It's just למעשה they say yes. אם לא למלאכה,
You don't have to worry what it's gonna be used at. You're selling it, but don't you have to worry about where they're gonna use it at.
yeah, if it's דבר קדוש, you have to make sure that those who buy it are not using it for something asur. Okay? Now,
Oh, that's the story with the Kohen Gadol, with a Kohen Gadol, and someone comes into his place. The Kohen Gadol that came into his place cannot become a Kohen Gadol because Malim B'Kodesh may not need it.
Siman Kuf Nun Aleph, go back a few pages. Look at the title first. Kuf Nun Aleph, go back a few pages. Oh, so look at me. The title of Kuf Nun Aleph is Dinei Kedushat Bet HaKnesset. It starts like this. Okay, Larry says, well, בתי כנסיות ובתי מדרשות אין נוהגים בהם קלות ראש, כגון צחוק ועיתוי. You cannot have jokes or light-headed בשיחה בטלה. I never met anyone, I mean, maybe I said. ואין אוכלים ושותים בהם, you cannot eat and drink and shul. ולא מתקשטים בהם.
Everybody has coffee. Everybody walks in with the coffee like it's a Sefer Torah.
So Baruch Hashem, the Kuyeve, the leniency is, it says later, Talmidei Chachamim, our shul is a combination of Bet Knesset and Bet Midrash. Because we have classes, this is all. Otherwise, the rabbis cannot give speeches because it says that you cannot sleep. In shul also. The rabbis מכשיל את הערבים, Anyway, as we read it more and more, we feel more guilty. Now here, listen to brilliance of Rabbi Feinstein. This halacha that we read in Siman 98, that you cannot kiss your kids, should be written over there in Hilchot Tefillah or in Hilchot Bet HaKnesset. How come you hear this? Moshe Feinstein says to Rabbi Shulkin, how come the Shulchan Aruch didn't write it here in Hilchot Bet HaKnesset? What do you see from that? It's not the halacha in Bet HaKnesset, it's halacha in Tefillah. Only doing Tefillah. Then you can Gaon Mamash. And the spot he told me. So
if I'm in Tefillah at home, I should be kissing my grandkids.
Correct.
Even though I'm not in the shul.
If you're praying at home and your grandson walks in, you have to say no. It's a din in Tefillah. Not here, Joseph. Here. No. From the beginning. Let's put it this way. From the say all and all. This is definite Tefillah. But you realize what the Arab fights and Shulchan Aruch. There's one topic in Hilchot Tefillah, you write it there. Write it to me in Hilchot Bet HaKnesset.
Bet HaKnesset has its own Kiddush, but a different
No, but this is the point. Bet HaKnesset has its own rules, but this point is that while you are engaged in Tefillah, and Tefillah basically is communication with Hashem, kissing your son, you're basically saying, I love someone.
That's how Moshe and Aaron was permitted. They were not in Tefillah, they were in a Kodesh, but it was permitted.
Right. So if you take Rabbi Feinstein's approach, the question doesn't stop. Moshe and Aaron met in Bet Knesset. It's Bet HaMikdash. That's why it's Bet HaMikdash. But the kissing, but you see the chokhmah is we never pay attention on certain halachot. Listen carefully to another, to realize sometimes you learn a halakha from where it's not written.
Yeah.
There's a very famous story. This is fascinating, but this is a story of the brilliant of brilliant, yes? A fellow comes to Reb Chaim of Brisk, listen carefully what he says. He says to him, my relative died this morning, I'm making up the time, about 8 o'clock. About 10 o'clock, another fellow died, and the other fellow is wealthier or more famous, and the Chavra Kadisha is going to handle the second one first.
Need money talk?
Yeah.
Money, or the position, or the power. Anyway, listen carefully. Listen carefully. So Rabbi Feinstein, the Chaim of Brisk, opens the Rambam in Hilchot Avelut, closes it right away, and he says to the fellow, you're right. I'm going to take care of it. It's okay, you can go. It's not, so to say, it's not your business, it's my business as a rabbi. Which means, of course, the rabbi went to the Bra Kadisha and he says, I am staying with the second man. You go take care of the first one. This is a boundless. A great rabbi that was present says to Reb Chaim Lublin, I know the Rambam that you looked at, there's nothing there about the matter. What did you see there?
It wasn't listening.
This is exactly what he answered. Says, when the man came to me, remember, this is a genius. Says to him, yes. I wasn't sure, why do we have to bury the one who died first? Is it a deal in Kavod Amet? Kavod Amet? Makes sense. Or, because Ein Ma'avirim ala mitzvot. Ein Ma'avirim ala mitzvot means, when me and you in the morning, right? You have the talet always on top of the tefillin. You take out the talet, you put it on, then you put the tefillin. What happened if by mistake you took out the tefillin first? You have to put the tefillin first, then the talet. Ein ma'avirim ala mitzvot, right? Ein ma'avirim ala mitzvot. So it's again, what is the reason why you have to bury the one who died first? Is it specifically for kavod amet? Or it's a general rule. The minute the first one died today, this is the obligation of the Chevra Kadisha who represents the community. Hear this?
We're saying it's basic logic, or basic protocol, no matter what. First come, first serve.
Everyone agrees.
That's why it's
Everyone agrees that this is the halacha. You have to bury the one who died first. Is it specifically kavod amet, or it's a general halacha that applies to tzitzit, tefillin, shofar, sefer Torah, on all the mitzvot? Listen good. I opened the Rambam in Ilchot Avel. It doesn't say anything, which means it's not Ilchot Avel. So which halacha is it? In Ma'avirim, it's a general halacha of mitzvot. This is why I told him.
You taught it. Didn't you teach us something? Sorry.
Have a second. It says to him like this. If this would have been Kavod Amet, I would have told the guy, stay here, you are the relative, it's your business. If it's a general halacha of mitzvot, I'm the rabbi. This is why I told the guy, you can go home. I'm a rabbi, I'm in charge of the mitzvot. Yes, yeah, well, what did you say?
It reminds me of something, I don't think it's perfectly connected. When you taught us about the din if someone steps in on Kisui Adam. Isn't that similar? In other words, the guy was ready to do Kisui Adam and someone came in and jumped the line. And didn't we learn something like that?
Right, we learned. But over there is, when you steal a mitzvah from someone, how much do you have to pay? This is the Gemara. Over there, the Gemara says you have to pay for the brachot, you have to pay for the mitzvah, or you have to provide him another object to.
Another question, Rabbi Prague.
It's a fascinating about what to say over. The fact that the Shulchan Aruch writes it in Tzadik Chet, not in Kuf Nun Gimal, shows you it's a halacha in tefillah, not in Bet HaKnesset, and therefore it's mamash brilliant. The last time he used to kiss his grandchildren. Then at the end, Rabbi Shulkin says, when I became a chatan, I came to tell it to the rabbi. The rabbi was in the yeshiva. He says, he gave me a hug and a kiss. And then he says, באמת, have time, but אולי בגלל שזה בית מדרש. It seems in Shulchan Aruch that it says Bet Midrash and Shul is the same. Yeah, well, what do you say?
I was listening yesterday to your class. It was interesting. So the idea of when you make, in the middle of the day, you went now, then you're driving to work, and you come back to learn. You don't make an Osek Batorah, right?
Correct. All the
now, so go ahead.
Look in Brachot, Daf Yud Aleph, Amud Bet, the Tosfot there, and the Bosch. They asked the question. How come by Amud Bet Brachot? How come by Sukkah, if you go out and you come back, you make the bracha again? And how come by Torah it's different?
No, I was going to ask if you're osek in the mitzvah of Talmud Torah the whole day, because you don't have to make a new bracha.
Right.
Why I'm osek the mitzvah? I shouldn't have it mincha.
Oh, okay, maybe tomorrow we'll start with this question. It's a good question.
Because you talked about it yesterday. So look in
Brachot, Daf Yud Aleph in Tosfot. The Gemara says, Shabbat, Daf Yud Aleph. The Gemara says that Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai v'Chaveirav, only people like him didn't have to pray.
Okay.
Daf Yud Aleph.
Shabbat Yud Aleph? Okay.
Tomorrow maybe a good topic for tomorrow.
Okay, just another question.
I have to run to.
Have a great day, Rabbi Brock.
Final,
See you tomorrow.
all right?
What?
Final.
Today is one